Good morning, all. I hope I'm audible properly to you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Um, it is the continuation of the previous class discussion. We will be going ahead with implementation of circular queue. And in the yesterday's class, I have already mentioned about the basic changes that are needed when we compare circular queue with the ordinary queue. Okay, according to that, um, let us just begin with the coding of the circular queue. I hope the screen is visible to you and the font is okay. Please let me know. Yes, the screen is visible to you. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Okay. Let us begin with the implementation of circular queue, and the operations involved are insert, delete and display. First thing that I'll do is I'll implement the circular queue operations using arrays and pointers. Okay. Then I will modify that with the structure. I hope this is okay for you. Okay. Now let me just go on begin with the things. Previously written things remain the same, no change at all. Okay. So let me write, since I am not using structure here, I'll be writing the local variables required as part of the main. Okay. So let me declare the things that are required. Let me declare it as CQ of size. Please do it parallelly. Okay. So that if the further modifications can be asked from your end. So let me give the size as 5. Circular QCQ of size. Then front equal to 0. Rear equal to -1. Then I require what is called as count, which is assigned to 0. I hope you remember in yesterday's class, I did mention that for having the overflow condition and underflow condition to be carried out or to be checked, I require an extra variable that is called as a counter variable to keep track of the number of elements that are available as part of the circular queue at that moment. Okay. So I have declared and initialized count to 0, declared front and initialized to 0, rear to -1, then an empty CQ, circular queue of size. Okay. Now, my next task is to have the proper operations options. Okay. Proper operations options given. As I did in the linear queue, I'll be doing the same thing here. Take an infinite loop. Okay. Then just give the heading circular queue implementation. Then printf. Should I take character options or should I take integer options? What do you suggest, guys? Character options or integer options? Character. Okay, let me take character options. Say insert I/I for insert. Then D/D for delete. Then P/P for printing or displaying. Okay. Then exit otherwise. So printf, enter your choice. Before I proceed ahead, I need to declare one more variable, which is a choice variable, and I want to declare it as character. So read the character scanf %c, comma, ampersand choice. Next, I'll pass this choice to the switch, and then let me write case single quote I, case single quote capital I. In both of these cases, can anybody comment what is the condition for overflow? What is overflow condition for the circular queue? Yesterday I have mentioned about it. Yes, count equal to size. You're right, Aditi. Okay, let me write if count equal to size. Then what is the meaning of it? Printf circular queue is overflowing. Can't insert. Otherwise, if not, then read the element. So let me declare element and come back. Then let me write printf enter element to be inserted. Read that element scanf %d, comma, ampersand element. Then call the function insert underscore CQ of. For insert operation, what all things I require? Guys, you have to comment quickly. For insert operation, what all things I require? Q and element, that's it. Praveen, think and answer again. I require the container into which the new element has to be added. That is the circular queue. I require the new element that has to be added, and also I require the rar. Three things I require. Okay, queue, the rar, and the element. Correct. So accordingly, let me just write CQ, comma, rar, comma, element. What else? How this circular queue is different from ordinary queue? In ordinary queue, we had supplied the same thing. Okay. Please remember, whenever you insert a new element adds 1 to the counter. So I also require what is called as a counter variable. Okay. Now, please tell me which all things are getting changed among these. Whatever values you supplied, those values will not remain when the control comes back to the main. Which all are the variables that are going to change in the insert function? CQ is going to change, count is going to change, as well as the rar. You are right. Okay. CQ already is an implicit pointer, so I need not pass it as a pointer. Then rar is going to change, so I have to pass it as a pointer. Okay. Similarly, count is going to change, so I have to pass it as the pointer. Are you getting this point? If you can understand this much, any program writing using function will be easy and convenient for you. Please, if you want me to repeat, I will repeat it. Please let me know. Have you understood? Have you understood this? Can't we increase count in else only? Yes, you can do. See, if you don't pass whatever Praveen question has asked, what he is asking is, I don't want to pass this count here. What I will do, instead of passing it as a variable, I will do count plus plus. I'll do count plus plus and pass only 3 variables. Well and good, not an issue. In that case, counter need not be passed as a variable or a parameter in the function. Well and good, well taken. Now I have passed it. If you're passing, that has to be passed as a pointer. Okay, any doubt in this line of code? If any doubt, I will repeat. Do I need to pass element as a pointer? Comment quickly. No. Why not? Because element once supplied, it gets inserted and I don't require that element back. Okay, once supplied, it is only for the inputting. I don't have any kind of output variable. Whereas CQ, rare and count, all these three are acting as both input as well as output variables. In such cases, I have to make them as pointer. Then why can't I write ampersand CQ? Reason being, CQ being an array, it is directly acting as a pointer only. And if you pass ampersand to that, it will give me the address of the pointer, which is not the address of zeroth value. Okay, that's why array name has to be supplied as array name only. It is implicit pointer. I hope this is clear for you. This line of code is clear for you. Please make sure that you are understanding it right away. If any doubts, please let me know. No doubts? So I will proceed. Okay. Now I have called this function and after insertion I have to break either after insertion or after the overflow condition. Okay. Then I have the second case small d, case capital D. In both of these cases, I have to check for the underflow condition. If count equal to 0, printf CQ is underflowing, can't delete. Okay. Otherwise, if not, I have to call the delete function. So in such a manner that it has to return me the element that is getting deleted. So I'll write delete underscore CQ of in bracket CQ comma. What do I require? What parameters I require? Please let me know from your end. Comment quickly. Half a minute of time for you. I have supplied CQ. I require front. Correct, Praveen? What else I require? I require front and count. Correct. All of you are correct. So front and count I'll be passing as parameters. Can they be the normal parameters? Front and count. Can they be the normal parameters? No. I have to make them as pointer parameters. So what I will do, I will pass ampersand to both front as well as the count. Okay, now my function calling is correct. Okay, printf the deleted element equal to %d/n comma ELE. Okay, then after this else, let me write break. Then I have case small p colon case capital P colon. In both of these cases, if count at any point in time equal to 0, then I'll write printf CQ empty can't display. Otherwise, if not, I will call display underscore CQ of, I require a CQ, that is Q, front, comma, rear, comma, count. Do I require count here? I don't require count because count is not varying. Okay, let me know whether do I need to pass front and rear as pointers? Quickly, I want your comments very quickly. Do I require front and rear as pointers? No. Why not? It is just because front and rear are not getting changed in this function. So accordingly, I will be passing front and rear as normal variables. Okay. Then let me have a break. Then I have my friend default because it will serve me in any other erroneous cases. Okay. It will just write exiting as no proper choice. Okay. Then I will call exit of 0 semicolon, and when I have exit of 0, I should have stdlib.h. okay, hash include stdlib.h. I think you just have to see the kind of coding that I'll be doing always. I will do improvised coding always. It grows according to the growth of the code. Okay. So, any doubt up to this point? Any doubt up to this point? Now what I will be doing is I'll be writing the function definitions of all the function calls that I have done. Insert is requiring void, and let me write it as insert underscore CQ of, the first parameter is Q, comma, second parameter is rear. It is of pointer type, so I'll write int star r. Then I have a counter int star c. Let me just check whether the parameters are in the same order or not. Okay, just have a look at this. First is Q, second is rear, third is element, and fourth is count. So accordingly, I have to write in the function definition. First is Q, second is rear, third has to be element. Okay. Then I have int star c. Then next thing, I have to insert the new element. What is the statement that I need to write? Can anybody comment? Let me unlock the meeting. I have forgotten today. Okay, can anybody comment? What is the line of the code that I need to write? I'll wait for your answer. I want to insert the new element. Yes. Raja, okay, can anybody? What should be the line of the code for insertion of the new element? First is I have to increment the rear, then I have to insert the element. Okay, so what is the way I need to increment the rear? Can I write Q of plus plus rear, Aditi and Indu? Can I write like that? If I write like that, it will act as linear Q. But actually what I want the modification done to the rear increment and front increment. Yesterday I have mentioned about it. That is the only difference between linear Q and circular Q. No, Praveen, it is wrong. I have to increment rear in this manner. Okay, star r equal to, please pay attention all of you, star r plus 1 mod size. We have discussed about it in the yesterday's class. Okay, rare is equal to rare plus 1 mod size. If you do normal rare plus plus or plus plus rare, it will act as the ordinary queue. It cannot be called as circular queue. Okay, because it has, once it reaches the dead end of the queue, it has to come back to zero. How I can ensure that? By modding that with the total size of the queue. Okay, once I have done this, now I can write q of star r equal to the element. Q of star r equal to the element. Okay, now in this point, rare gets incremented in the circular fashion, and that rare, modified rare, is supplied as the position, current position where the new element has to be inserted. Apart from this, what else I have to do? I have incremented rare. I have assigned the element to the new rare position. Apart from this, what else the insert function has to do? Yes, the counter plus plus. So I will write C plus plus. Don't write only C plus plus. You have to write it as star C plus plus because it is a pointer. Okay. Then after this, insert function is done. Whatever updated values are there, they will be given back, thrown back to the main. That is why I have used the pointers. Next is the insert. Delete. Next is the delete. Int delete underscore CQ. Why int? Because it is returning the deleted value. In bracket, int Q, comma, int star F, comma, int star C. Just we will go back to the function call and check the order of the parameters first. First is the CQ, then the front, then the count. The order in which it has been passed, it should match with the function definition. Otherwise, it will throw logical error. Okay, it will not give you any error, but it will lead to a logical error. Okay, now what should be the things that I need to do inside the delete operation before returning? What is that I need to do? See, I'll do something like this. Int e equal to q of star f. Okay, I will extract current front positions element, and then I'll write star f equal to bracket star f plus 1 bracket close mod size. This is how I increment front. Apart from this, what else I need to do? Can anybody comment quickly? What is that I have done? Extracted the element present at the front position, incremented the front, and then decrement count. All of you are right. Star C minus minus. Then I need to return the element. Okay. What is this E? E is the element that is extracted that I need to return. Okay. So this is my delete function. Next is the display. Display or underscore CQ of int Q, comma, int F, comma, int R. Okay. Can anybody comment what is that I need to write in the display function? Definitely I require a for loop for int I equal to front, I less than equal to rare, I plus plus. Can I do I plus plus, guys? Whatever thing I have written, is it correct or not correct? Okay, Praveen, as you have commented in yesterday's class also, you told me that I can do front, I can utilize. Yeah. Now in this example, front is at 0 and rear is at 4. Okay. Now what has happened? I have deleted 10, I have deleted 20. Okay. Front is at 2. Right now front is at 2 and rear is at 4. Now I'll insert one more element, say 60. I have inserted one more element, say 60. Rear has come here and front is at 2. Now I want to display all the elements. How do I need to display the elements? Can anybody comment? I have to start displaying from front to rear. Okay, you just imagine. Front I have started. I is equal to front. Okay, Q of I will display. Q of I, 30 gets displayed. I increments. I plus plus, I has come to 3. Okay, now Q of I will display me 40. I plus plus again. I has come to 4. Q of I is 50. Okay, now I'll do I plus plus. Is it equal to rear? What is I now? I value is 5. Is it equal to rear? Where is my rear pointing right now? Can you quickly comment? Where is the rear pointing right now? 5 or 0? I'm not asking about I'm asking about rear. I will repeat if you want me to repeat the instance. Okay. I had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 as the elements, but afterwards 10 got deleted, 20 got deleted. So where the front will be? Front will be at 2. At this point, rear was at 4. Rear was at 4. But now I have inserted 60. Once I insert 60, where the rear will be? Can you comment? All those who have typed 5, for them I am asking, where the rear will be? Rear is at 0. Okay, rear is at 0. Now, I am just including the for loop. Let me write for I equal to front. Sorry, let me just copy and paste that. Let me just complete this and I will copy and paste it over there so that explanation becomes much convenient. Yes. Now, let me just share the screen. Have a look at this. Let me redo the things that I have done previously. These were the elements that are available initially. Where the front is, where the rear is. In a matter of second, you have to tell this. Initial values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, front is at 0, rear is at 4, correct. Now I have deleted 10 and 20. Where is front, where is rear? Front is at 2, rear is at 4. Correct. All of you are right. Now, I will insert 60. I'll insert 60. Where 60 has to be inserted? At 0th position. Now tell me what is front, what is rear? Rear 0, front at 2. Correct. So let me write rear here, front here. Front here. Okay. Now I have called the display function. After doing so many insertions and deletions, I have called the display function. Let me just go through this for loop. I is equal to F. So where I will be pointing initially, I will be pointing to the position where front is right now, that is 2. Okay, I will start from 2. Then 2 less than equal to rear fails here. 2 less than equal to rear fails here. Why? It is just because 2 is less than equal to current rear value is 0. Is it true? No, it will never enter the loop. So, how can I write this display function? And even when I reaches at this point, at 4, if I do I plus plus, I will become 5, it will never come back to 0. If I have to make sure that I has come back to 0, what is the modification that I need to do for I plus plus? Then we will think about this termination condition. First tell me about how do I need to increment I? Can anybody comment on this? Correct. I is equal to I plus 1 mod size. All of you are right. Then what can be the termination condition? What can be the termination condition? I less than equal to count. Cannot be, Afzal. Okay, let me do the modifications. Okay, then you will understand it. I'll just go back. Let me do the modifications. First modification that you have told, I will do that first so that you be happy. Okay, I is equal to I plus 1 mod size. Okay with this? Then what I will do, instead of writing less than equal to, I'll write I not equal to rear. Now we will just cross verify this. Okay, let me reiterate or let me just scratch this and write something else. That something else is this one. Let us just see how this gets modified. Okay. Yes. Now see, I have just scratched the upper one. Okay, now I will do the same thing. Delete 10 and 20. Keep 60 here. So rear will be at 0. Front will be at 2. All of you are happy with this now. Now I is equal to F. I has begun at 2. Okay. 2 not equal to rear is 0. 2 not equal to 0. True. So it prints Q of I. Q of 2 gets printed, that is 30. 30 gets printed. I is equal to I plus 1 mod size. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 mod 5 is 3. So I comes here from here. Okay. 3 not equal to 0 true enters and prints 40 Q of 3. I gets incremented again. I has come here. Okay. Now I is 4, 4 not equal to 0, true. Q of 4, 50 gets printed, goes back. I is equal to I plus 1, that is 4 plus 1, 5. 5 mod 5 is 0. So I has come here. Now, 0 not equal to 0 becomes true. Okay. 0 not equal to 0 becomes true. Now also it will not enter the loop. Correct? So, what is that I need to do? Can anybody comment? Can I do it this way? Guys, purposely I am doing these corrections because you will get all these options in your mind. Okay, I am doing these corrections purposely in front of you. Now I'll just scratch this. Let me write one more for loop for int I equal to f. Okay. Yes. Then I not equal to rare or count not equal to 0. I is equal to I plus 1 mod size. And apart from this, what I will do? I'll write count minus minus not equal to 0. Okay. There is one more alternative. What is that? While yesterday I had written this option which Praveen had commented. I'll be writing the same comment. Okay. While front not equal to rare. Okay. Let me write Q of f and okay, let me write Q of f and then let me write front is equal to front plus 1 mod size. Or what you can do, you can simply write while count not equal to 0. This is an alternative I am telling you. While count not equal to 0, write Q of f and increment front. Along with that, decrement count. Okay. Have you understood the part that I have written, or else I will explain it? Please let me know. Try analyzing this. If I write like this, will it give me any kind of problem when I go back to main? Just pay attention. I'll be printing what is there in the front and incrementing the front. Until what time? Until counter becomes 0. Whatever modification that I have done to the front and the count, are they reflected in the main? They are never reflected in the main. Okay. So according to this, these things become much complicated than writing the simple while loop. Let me just analyze this. Okay. I'll just go back. Take a pen. Okay. Now what I will do? I'll delete 10, I'll delete 20 and insert 60. So my rear will be at this point. Front will be at this point. Now what happens? Just have a look at this. While count not equal to 0, count would have got 1, 2, 3, 4. Count would be 4 because there are 4 elements in the queue. 4 not equal to 0 initially, true. Enters the loop. While, printf percent D Q of F. What is Q of F? Q of 2, that is 30. 30 gets printed. Front gets incremented. Front equal to front plus 1 mod size. So front will come to 3. Then counter gets decremented. Count becomes 3. It was 4, now it becomes 3. 3 not equal to 0, true. Prints Q of F. Q of 3 is 40, that gets printed. And front increments to 4. Count decrements to 2. 2 not equal to 0, true. Enters. Q of 4 gets printed, that is 50. Increment front, front will come to 0. And decrement count, count will be 1. 1 not equal to 0, true. Enters. Q of F, Q of 0, that is 60. Front incremented to 1. Count becomes 0. 0 not equal to 0 fails, so comes out of the loop. This is how the display function works for the circular queue. Is this okay, or do I need to explain it again? Please let me know. Yes, let me know quickly. Yes, guys, let me know quickly. So accordingly, I require what is called as counter. Okay. So I will modify in the function call also. I'll just go back to the function call of the print display. Here I'll pass count. Okay. All of them are non-pointer variables. So whatever modifications done, they will be only to the local, not passed on to the main. Okay. So while C not equal to 0, I'll repeat these tasks. What is that? I'll go on printing whatever that is there at the front position, and I will increment front. Front is equal to front plus 1 mod size, comma, then decrement the count C minus minus. Okay. So this gets repeated every time until the number of values involved in the circular queue, all of them are addressed. Any doubt in this? Please let me know, guys. I'm asking you 100 times, I think. Any doubt in this? I have analyzed the code for you also, taking the example. You have understood this. So please make sure that you are completing this part of the code and replace all those things with the structure variable. Can you do that modification to this program? I will just glance through the program again, once again. Just give the attention towards it. Insert has Q, rare, element and the counter. I'll increment the rare using the mod operation. Then put the element at the rare, current rare, increment the count. Delete. First fetch the element. Then increment the front, decrement the counter because number of elements getting reduced. The fetched element is returned. Okay. Then the display, I have explained it 2-3 times. Okay. Srinivas has asked me a question. Until F becomes equal to R, can you use this as a condition? Definitely you can use it, Srinivas, because until front comes back to rare, you have to repeat it. Well done. Very good. Okay. You can replace this in the display function. You can replace this condition with, don't use counter at all. What you can write? While front not equal to rare. Until that time, you have to repeat. That is also correct. Okay, good one. Now, in the main, the things remaining are same. Only thing is overflow condition is count equal to size and underflow condition is count equal to 0. So assignment for today is you have to modify this program with structures. Okay, that is the assignment for today. I'll be sharing all these programs by Monday. Okay? Thank you all. Let me just stop the screen. Thank you all.